It's a PIHL hockey night in Pittsburgh. It's a great day for PIHL hockey.
The 2026 PIHL Penguins Cup and D2 playoffs continue here on the island at RMU as 2 versus 3. Neshannock and Ringgold get ready to face off as the road to the 2026 PIHL Penguins Cup and D2 championships are on TenbandTV. Good evening, welcome back. Matt Vandriak, Alex Lyons, center ice with you here tonight. Alex, round 3 between these sides. Number 2, Neshannock, 16-5 overall. Number 3, Ringgold, 16-5 overall. The reason the Lancers are the higher seed, though, is because they swept the regular season series between these teams.
Yeah, and it's that old adage, I guess. Tough to beat 3 times, third time the charm. Well, that's what Ringgold's at least hoping here tonight as Neshannock and Ringgold. These two teams have played in some absolute dandies over the years. Neshannock has won the last 4, though. But 4 times since 2019, these teams have went to overtime. 3-1 are the Rams in the extra frame. 4th playoff meeting since 2019. The Lancers, 3-0 inside the playoffs, including a semifinal victory back here in 21-22, 4-3, after Nathan Bollinger tied it with the Michigan. It was a late strike by the Lancers, handcuffing DeGinio and sending the Lancers into the playoffs. Also a rematch match of the 2021 championship, which was a 5-1 victory for the Lancers as well.
Neshannock, as mentioned, sweeping the regular season series this year. The Lancers won 4-0 on November 13th at the CFS Bank Arena in Ross Traver, then 5-2 on December 22nd at the Hess Rink in Newcastle. In the first meeting, the Lancers scored twice in the first period, once in the second and third periods. 4 different Lancers found the net in the win, with Shane Johns having a 2-point night. He had a goal and assist. Trip Johns stopped all 29 shots he faced to backstop the victory for Neshannock. In the second matchup, Ringgold would score twice in the first 3 minutes of the game to take a 2-0 lead, and the Rams led 2-1 after the first period. But Neshannock scored twice in the second, twice in the third to wrap up the victory. Grant Hennon scored 4 times for the Lancers. He also had an assist for a 5-point night, and Trip Johns was stellar again, stopping 30 of the 32 shots he faced in goal.
Yeah, Ringgold really was able to kind of take it to him a little bit in that last game when it came to shots on goals, but it was the stellar play by Johns and the comeback by the Lancers that got them the series sweep. But again, Ringgold, they got plenty of high-octane talent, plenty of offense, and they're not an easy team to defend. 31 goals, 53 points by Landon Vaccaro. Benito Pesci, secondary scoring with 14. Brady Lippert has 22 on the year. And then a couple of really good players on the back end for this Ringgold Rams squad. Of course, Anthony Baneri, a standout defenseman. And of course, Nick Jit Mahalko as well, who had a big goal inside the playoffs already for Ringgold. But they'll have to defend so much talent, including Grant Hennon, who has 18 goals on the season, and Relic, who has 14 tallies on the other side for Neshannock.
Goaltending matchup tonight in goal for the Lancers. It'll be Trip Johns. Johns split the regular season with Nolan Wilson in the cage. Johns on the regular season 8-3-0, 2.43 goals against average, .903 save percentage, and 2 shutouts. Johns got the victory for Neshannock in their 8-3 quarterfinal round win over Trinity. For Ringgold, in goal, it's going to be the guy who has played every single minute this season, Alex. Over 1,100 minutes Mason Rybnicki played. It's about how many minutes you've had calling basketball this month. Rybnicki, 15-4-1 in the regular season, 2.69 goals against average, .894 save percentage, and 5 shutouts. He was strong for the Rams in their opening round victory as well.
Yeah, and it's been, good goaltending's been kind of a normal here. You had Buddy Meese into Gage DeGinio, into Colin Moffat, who was spectacular his first year with the Rams. And Rybnicki now just, again, continuing to carry some great goaltending. But, Ringgold's, talking to Coach Mark Molteri before the game, he mentioned, about the number of championships won in D2. Of course, Ringgold has a Class A one, but Ringgold also feels maybe a little robbed of what would have been a fantastic championship between the Rams and the Carrot Cougars. That was canceled. Of course, that was the likes of Norkovicus on that team, Bradley Bujos, Zach Kalinowski, who was former head coach Rick Kalinowski's son. I mean, that was going to be a spectacular matchup. It could have actually given Ringgold their third, and then their most recent would have been their fourth. But we'll see how this one turns, as this is really a rivalry renewed at RMU.
Teams line up here for the introductions and the national anthem. And then we'll get this one underway. Number 2, Neshannock. Number 3, Ringgold. For the third time this season, the winner has a date Monday night, 8:45 p.m. at the UPMC Lemieux Sports Complex in Cranberry with the number 5 seed Borough Bucks, who pulled off that overtime comeback win over Morgantown in our first game here tonight.
Ladies and gentlemen, good evening and welcome to the RMU Island Sports Center for the 2026 Varsity D2 Playoffs. Tonight, the PIHL presents a semifinal matchup between the two teams tied in first in the blue division, the Ringgold Rams and the Neshannock Lancers. At this time, we ask you to please rise as you're able. Remove your hats and direct your attention to the flags beside the scoreboard for the playing of our national anthem.
National anthem as we get ready to face this one off. Neshannock and Ringgold. Winner moves on to the Division II championship on Monday night, 8:45 at the UPMC Lemieux Sports Complex in Cranberry. To get here, Neshannock beat Trinity 8-3 in the quarterfinals. Grant Hennon and Marco Relic had 2 goals and an assist apiece. The game was tied 3-3 in the third period before the Lancers netted the last 5 goals of the game. Ringgold, they knocked off Knock 5-4 in the quarterfinals. Benito Pesci scored twice to lead the Rams to victory. Both teams coming in pretty hot as well, Alex. The Lancers have won 4 in a row. The Rams winning 5 of their last 6.
Yeah, Ringgold, Neshannock, again, always heated when these two squads get together. The question is, who is gonna take care of business tonight? Whose season comes to an end? Brady Parkinson in his second year, trying to get to his first championship game against the grizzled veteran bench boss, Mark Molteri, whose son Tino was a stellar standout as well, now playing hockey for Pitt.
In the net to our right for Neshannock is Trip Johns, 1-0 in the playoffs with a 3.0 goals against average. On the net to our left for Ringgold is Mason Ribnicki, 1-0 in the playoffs with a 4.0 goals against average. Sticks down in center red, and here we go. The Rams, the 3 seed, left to right. They're decked out in the dark jerseys, the dark blue with the gold trim right to left. The Lancers, the home team, will move in the white, red, and a little bit of silver in there as well. Puck dumped in here by Shane Johns. And he finishes his check in the end boards there against Jacob Cirinelli. Lancers looking for the exit. Neshannock makes the steal. Shot to the net there by Lincoln Sirocco. Blocked down on the defense by Anthony Beneri. And Neshannock with the early start here. Back to the left point. Alex Hodges floats it down in the left corner. Bodies bang there, centering feed, backhanded towards the net. That goes wide as Butch Burgess was looking in front. Another try here for the Lancers, and that doesn't go through. Bouncing puck, defense finding it, and now a lead feed and an outlet pass. Up the left side, an opportunity here. Bouncing puck, though, for Nick Mihalko. He couldn't quite flag it down. Centered through the crease, nobody home. And Neshannock going to send it back out. Shouldn't take long for these teams to be familiar with each other, Alex, unlike the previous game where Morgantown and Burl only played once, and that game was way back at the beginning of the season. These teams know each other well, both as the regular season twice this year, and as you mentioned, that playoff history between them also.
Yeah, Nick Mihalko, though, almost had a grade A chance. Normally really good at hauling in passes, a wide receiver for the Bell Vernon Leopard football team. Just unable to get that one, but that would have been the best chance of the game thus far for the Rams.
Bruce Santina, double teamed in the corner, and Neshannock will come away with it. Up the far side, puck fed back to the red line. Lancers will dump it back in, sticked aside by Neshannock goalkeeper Trip Johns. And around to the far side it goes again. Battle on the far boards, Lancers come out. Ryan Hazy had it for a second, gets dumped back to the Neshannock line. And Neshannock sets up again. Off the left side here in front of us, we see Grant Hennon, the top point getter on this team. Into the zone, finds Marco Relic. Relic, tough angle shot, fought off there by Mason Ribnicki. And into the corner they battle. John centers. Nobody home there. Good defense on the play by the Rams. Brady Lippert broke that play up, but then the Rams ice it. Face off back into the visitor zone to our left. Just over 2 minutes into this opening period. Face off in the left wing circle here to the right of the Ringgold net, and goaltender Mason Ribnicki. Rams win it. Glove down at center red by Asher Summer. But then Neshannock gets him, Ringgold gets it back. The stick was taken out of the hands. We have a penalty here coming up against Neshannock.
Landon Vaccaro's lucky. I think he didn't get one as well in the process after losing his stick, getting slashed out of his hand. Kind of see that freehand grab, but got hauled down. Maybe not as bad as it looks on Vaccaro, but the slash is kind of what drew all of that. Landon Vaccaro, he is so shifty. So gets the penalty and gets the power play for Ringgold. Just 19% though on the air.
In the regular season, Ringgold had 6 chances in the 2 games between these sides, and the Rams went 0 for 6 with a man advantage. Left to right, Ringgold with our first power play try of the night. Trying to wrap it around here. From the point, shot blocked as Santina tried to set it up. Comes back here to the right point, handled there. Paneri, point-to-point pass, shot from the left side, stop made. As that was put on by Vaccaro. Stop made by Trip Johns, and the Lancers get the clear. Setting back up here is Ringgold. And there's the chance now for Nick Mihalko. Mihalko watches that one go past to the far side to Brady Lippert. Slot shot, blocked, follow-up try, glove save. Santina didn't get the first one through, Alex. He got the second one, and Trip Johns ready for it.
Yeah, really good play there by Bruce Santina. And you can't give up on a play. Bruce got the first one blocked, but he said, okay, let me stick with it, and put a great shot right on. And really, the block gave him a better opportunity than the initial shot.
1:10 left here on this Ringgold power play. Left point. Rams set it up. Bessie at the right point now. Shot through traffic. That goes wide. First man to the puck is Evan Munschauer. Munschauer back to the left point. Floated to the net. Blocked down in front. Good job there by the Ringgold defense, and Shane Johns in front of his net to break it up and get the clear. Up the far side. Vaughn Shannon tried to chip it in. Forced back out here by Neshannock. And Pesce at the blue line bangs it ahead. Here comes a chance now for Nolan Moscow, going to go cross ice. Shane Johns the first man there, and then he gets some help on the play by Hayden Tatterson, as we're down to 22 seconds now left in this Ringgold power play. Lancers play it back into the Ram zone. Maybe one last rush for Ringgold. Breaking the line, wrist shot blocked. backhander coming back, save made as well. 2 good tries there for Moscow. Trip Johns equal to the task, and Neshannock gets the kill. Hennon leads a charge back the other way. Stole by Shannon. Vaughn Shannon took it away from Grant Hennon, and we're back to equal strength.
Yeah, Vaughn, pretty good bloodlines. His dad's actually played overseas for Team USA ball hockey. So Vaughn Shannon's dad, Ryan, a great ball hockey player and representing the country, representing the red, white, and blue.
Good factoid there, Alex. As you mentioned, Ringgold, head coach Brady Parkinson, his assistants A.J. Parkinson, Chuck Parkinson, and Shane Picker. Neshannock, Mark Multeri, the head coach, Matt Smith, Darren Smith, Ross Phipps, and Kyle McConaughey are his assistants. Here come the Lancers back. Chipped back to the net. Ribnicki will cover it up. On that try there from Neshannock's Reese Fury. And we'll face it off in the right circle here. Lancers thought they would win that draw, but it's going to be back the other way. It's Nick Mihalko, cut off. Good defensive work on the play. Fed back to the net by Jackson Lohr, where it's squeezed and held by Mason Ribnicki. An exciting first game here on the island, Alex. Top-seeded Morgantown knocked out by number 5 Burrell. The Mohawks led the Bucks 2-1 with 18.6 seconds left. For Burrell tied it, then went on to win it in overtime. So they're looking to build on top of that Challenge Cup they won last year and try to win a Penguins Cup as well. Or a D2 championship as well, sorry. And we battle here. Neshannock centering. Good defense on the play by the Ringgold Rams, and then a big check in the corner. Play was broken up by Vaccaro. Then up the left side as Vaccaro breaks towards the net. Mihalko over here to the near side. Hazy turns it back into the Ringgold zone. Austin Kirich will chase it down. Rams reset. Floating it ahead here. Vaccaro trying to go through 2 defenders. Can't do that. Good work on the play there by Neshannock. On the defense. Right in front of us by Bryce Fisher. Rams bring it back again. Munschauer to the left corner. Shot attempt there. Doesn't get through. So that was put on by Carl Singer. And back out now comes Neshannock. Fury to the net. Stick save made by Ribnicki. Centering try. Save Ribnicki. Rebound. And Ribnicki finds it.
Mason Ribnicki in the split somehow, some way. Keeps it out, keeps it even after a couple of good looks by Carl Singer, the Yacht product. It's Mason Ribnicki standing tall or sitting tall might be the better saying, as Ribnicki keeps it out, keeps it even.
Fury had 3 chances there, and Ribnicki stopped them all. And as you mentioned, sliding back into the sitting position to cover that puck and keep it out as Neshannock brings it to the net off the draw, and Ribnicki again equal to the task. 10.5 left here in this scoreless opening period. From the draw, fed towards the net there by Jacob Gruber, doesn't go. Over to the right point, Christopher Johns tries to throw it on, can't get it through. Across center red, here comes Nolan Moscow. Moscow dumps in. Back behind the net here is Travis Cavelli. Cavelli over here to the near side. Rams will keep. Fantina from the right point. And Santina sends it all the way around. Moscow, centering feed, gets past everybody, back to the left point. Callan Rittenauer, he shoots wide, trying to backhand it in tight there for the Rams' Benito Pesce. Centering feed, Pesce! Denial seems it had to come. Trip Johns, a big save in close.
Both keepers, huge saves early on in this opening period.
The best save of the night there for Johns as Ringgold buzzing now. They'll clear it back out.
Benito Pesce, an absolute speedster, but can sometimes play too fast.
Lead feed. Here comes Shane Johns. Shot on as he knocked the stick out of Anthony Benari with that shot attempt. Gloved aside there by Ribnicki. Lancers try to center. Still loose. Found in the slot. Rising rip. Up and over the net. Takes a weird bounce as Hennon put it on. And you talked about these active boards, Alex. We saw it a lot in the first game. We see it there. Back the other way down the left side. Mihalko shot on, fought off by Trip Johns. Over to the far side now, Burgess. Back here to the near side. Right point try, can't get it through. Here comes Ryan Hazy back the other way. Hazy in the circle, rising shot, he fires wide. Lancer set it up to the right point. Through traffic, stick save made. Rebound, another stop. Rybnicki gets the blocker on it.
Rybnicki's been so resilient here in this opening frame. Chance after chance, save after save for Rybnicki.
Both his keepers, as you mentioned it, have been strong here so far. Big stops to keep this one scoreless early on. Ebbing and flowing, Alex. Neshannock got a couple chances with the power play. Rybnicki made the saves. Rams got some momentum back. Trip Johns made the saves. Now the ice tilting in favor of the Lancers, and a big part of that being Reese Fury. But Rybnicki with some key saves to keep it scoreless. Back into the Neshannock zone. Lancers up the right side. Fury can't take that pass from Jackson Lohr. Lohr trying to lean in there against Anthony Beneri. Beneri double teamed. Puck chipped around to the far side. Bruce Santina. Lohr takes it back, throws it towards the net wide. First man getting there is Tatterson. Feeds it around to the far side. And one thing we see in this game too, Alex, both these teams rolling 3 lines early.
Yeah, and that's something we didn't see in the first D2 semifinals, kind of 4 lines rolling versus 2. And again, both coaches just trying to find the matchups they're looking for out on the ice.
Anthony Beneri sets it up back in his own zone. Cross ice pass here goes to Alexander Quiggle. Lead pass to Carl Singer. Singer taken off the puck there by Evan Munschauer, who's the first man there. And now this one is up. Almost touches the truss. Well, it does not. Stays in play. And now Von Shannon watches Hennon steal. Hennon breaks the Ram zone down the left side. Tries to push it towards the net. Can't do it. Neshannock trying to clear here. Carl Singer sends it back. Icing waved off as Alex Hodges retreats here for the Lancers. Lead pass on the stick there of Hennon, but he's bullied off the puck on some good defensive work there by Von Shannon. Over here to the near side, and it's back Jacob Gruber. Right wing feed, shot blocked as Shane Johns tried to put it on. Good work by the Rams defensively to shut it down. Giveaway. Both teams, Alex, a little bit loose in their zone with these exit attempts that have resulted in chances the other way.
Yeah, after Farina got the nice block, it was just, all right, well, let's lackadaisical try to get out. Got to be more crisp and more concise, especially in your own end.
Here come the Rams. Back across center red. Ezra Farina. Dumps to the corner. He'll chase. Lancers there first. Good forecheck down the left side. Landon Vaquero out there. Runs through a man. Let the Lancers get the puck out. Back into the Ringgold zone. As we're under 6 minutes left here in this scoreless opening period. The last of the 8 tickets to be punched as that one heads to the bench and sends some Ringgold coaches ducking. But this is the final spot remaining, Alex, for the championships. Of course, D2 and AA Monday evening from the UPMC Lemieux Sports Complex. Class A and AAA will be Tuesday the 17th, also at UPMC Lemieux. All the games will be here on TenbandTV. You can also watch them at 31 Sports Bar and Grill in Bridgeville. They will have all of the live action of the finals, as well as our Penguins Cup and D2 Championship preview show Sunday afternoon, 1 p.m. with Matt Popchuk and Kevin Zolmanski. Dump back in. Controlled here. That's Lippert. Back to the left point. Callan Rittenauer throws it towards the net. Mihalko lost his stick, and he's unable to keep the puck in as he ties up there with Lohr.
Lost his butt end out of that twig as well.
Up the left side. He pieces everything back together. And the Lancers get a change as Anthony Beneri.
And I'll tell you, that's one thing I hate, not having a butt end in my stick. So I understand Mihalko wanting that back.
Down the right side, shot on, save made. The rebound bounces off as Ryan Hazy got it on. And a good stop by Rybnicki. Lancers starting to take a little bit of control here. Here comes an opportunity now for Marco Relic. Relic with Shane Johns. Relic tries to shoot, can't get it through. Good defense on the play by Beneri for the Rams. And leading the charge back the other way, here comes Benito Pesci. Pesci backhands it through the slot, hoping to connect there with Nolan Moscow, but it doesn't go. Lancers having a hard time getting it out. Another one of those errant clear attempts, and luckily for Neshannock, there wasn't a Ram in the area. Now Santina going to bring it back. Has a man going to the net, shoots it instead, and the stick save made by Trip Johns.
Yeah, never a bad option. Just put the puck on net, and hopefully good things happen.
Centering feed! Johns with a big stop on Nolan Moscow. He didn't get it cleanly the first time, Alex, but found it on the backhand, and Johns has to stand tall to make that save.
Yeah, all starts putting pucks on the net, and Ringgold getting some opportunities there, but we've seen, again, too many lackadaisical clearing attempts on both sides. Both teams have to clean things up in their own end.
Face-off back in the zone to our right. And the Lancers try to get it out. Cue up the AC/DC. That hit in the corner from Santina. Thunderstruck one of the Lancers. Henning going to bring it back. Breaks the line 1-on-4. Henning to the circle. Backhand try. Fought off with the blocker by Ribnicki. So now we see Neshannock try to turn back the offense. Deflected by a Lancer. Rebound score! Ryan Hazy puts the mesh in motion. And after an odd bounce, Hazy tallies and the Lancers score first.
Cavelli let it fly off the ricochet. Hazy says, I'll give it just a tap, tap, taparoo for his 6th of the season. And the Lancers strike here in the first. 1-0 Neshannock on the board. As you look back, puck wraps all the way back up top. Cavelli off of the Rams. Santina right onto the tape, and Hazy makes no mistake.
A very formidable bounce there for the Lancers. Not only did the Rams get a shot block, they got a save, but the puck ends up, as you said, right on Ryan Hazy's stick. He rips it home, and the Lancers draw first blood.
Neshannock goal, his first in the playoffs, scored by number 17, Ryan Hazy.
Here comes Beneri back. Good centering feed, and that shot misses there by Vaquero. Christopher Johns getting the assist. And Cavelli, it was his shot that ended up being redirected onto the stick of Hazy. Floater to the net, save made. Big check in front of the net. Bringing some thunder there for Neshannock was Christopher Johns. He got the assist, and he brings the boom as well. Up the right side, Marco Relic breaking it out here for the Lancers across center red. 1-on-3 as a trailer now. It's Gruber, but it goes through the slot. Unable to connect on the pass there to Jacob Gruber. Gruber a good forecheck here as the Lancers change behind the play. Lippert bringing it back the other way. Chance here for our Brady Lippert. Goes to the left wall. Taken away by Neshannock. Then taken back by Tanner Lucas. Lucas puts it in front, almost connected there with Nick Mihalko. Mihalko had that pass in his skates, and then the Neshannock defender on him as well, so unable to connect. Lead pass ahead. Good defense there by Ezra Farina to take that away from Shane Johns. Good hit in the corner as Gruber leans in. Back the other way comes Pesci, but the pass too far. And icing the call against the Rams, bring the faceoff back to the visitor zone to our left.
Rams fell behind early in their first playoff game as well to knock, as again, just a bad bounce for the Rams all around. But you got to take advantage of when the bad bounces present themselves. And that's what Neshannock was able to do, and now a chance to maybe extend before the break.
Face-off won there by the Rams. They try to break out, chipping it ahead. Here's Benito Pesci. Cut off at center red, pushed back to the Rams' blue line. Pesci gets it back. Here comes Pesci, 1-on-2. Good back check by Rhodes. Puck ends up on the stick, though, of the Ringgold Rams. Trying to put on the net there was Moscow. And a penalty coming up, and we will see Ringgold back to the man advantage.
Yeah, and Nolan Moscow did a great job there, following up and helping draw the penalty that gets the Rams back to the power play. Got an opportunity, and now power play number 2 for the Rams with 1:30 remaining here in the first.
Face off in the right wing circle to the left of the Neshannock goal, and netminder Trip Johns. Hayden Tatterson called for hooking. From the right point, shot deflects wide off the stick there of Anthony Beneri. Pesce keeps it in. Pesce goes to the left circle. Shot fanned on there by Vaquero, and Neshannock gets the clear. Pesce and the Rams resetting their own end. Pass over here to Vaquero. Vaquero looking back to Pesce as Vaquero skates through Gruber at center red. Final minute of the period. 1:25 remaining on this Rams power play. If they don't score, they'll have an abbreviated power play to start the second period. Back to the left point. Point-to-point pass. Now Pesce on the right side. Tees it up but can't get it through. Bouncing puck. Vaquero there. Challenge. Sends it out to the left point. Beneri gets away from his man, top of the circle, through traffic, redirect in front, goes wide as Von Shannon on the doorstep can't chip it home. Good power play here. Pesce in tight, save made, Trip Johns. 30 seconds left in the period, Ringgold buzzing. Pesce, tease it, save Johns. And Neshannock watching Ringgold really control this man advantage. Trying to find Moscow in the right circle, behind the net instead. Shannon turns it out. Nobody home, and the Lancers get a much-needed clear. Alex, the old adage in hockey is your best penalty killer is your keeper, and Trip Johns has been strong.
Oh, Johns has been brilliant in this game. Some huge saves, and then standing tall here on this PK as well, as Neshannock would take the first period lead.
30 seconds will remain on the Ringgold power play when we come back with period number 2. D2 semifinals here from RMU on Neville Island. Your score after one, it's Neshannock 1, Ringgold nothing. We'll be back. You're watching the 2026 PIHL Road to the Penguins Cup and D2 Playoffs and Championships on TenbandTV.
It's a PIHL hockey night in Pittsburgh. It's a great day for PIHL hockey.
From horses to hunting, Carhartt to Carolina, 2 wheels or 4, from Timberland Pro to playing in the snow. What do all these people have in common? They shop at Locust Grove Country Shop in Apollo. Call 724-478-1846 or online at locustgrovepa.com.
Back here at the RMU Island Sports Center. Period number 2 getting underway, D2 semifinal. Number 2 Ringgold leading number 2 Neshannock leading number 3 Ringgold 1-0 after one. Alongside Alex Lyons, Matt Vandriak, center ice with you here as a 2026 Road to the Penguins Cup and D2 Playoffs and Championships are on TenbandTV. Alex, only goal of the first period. A fortunate bounce for the Lancers. And Ringgold will start the second period, though, with an abbreviated power play as well.
Yeah, and that was a perfect start, though, for Neshannock, with the Rams having to reset from their own end. Really going to be just one opportunity, if any.
Puck played back into the Neshannock end as we switch sides. Vaquero tees it up with a screen, shoulder save made, backhanded back in goal! Just as the power play expired, Brady Lippert just softly rolled a backhander in, and the Rams get the equalizer.
Lippert on the spot. It all starts with Landon Vaquero up top. Vaquero, he's the spark plug of this squad. He kept it in up top as you see a work over to Vaquero, the captain Beneri, and then just pops straight up. Lippert pulls out the little cue ball, a little bunt, a little tap, tap, tap-a-roo again. And just like that, the Rams get the equalizer.
Somewhere, Happy Gilmore's saying to Chubbs, just tap, tap, tap it in. That one was a very fortunate bounce for Ringgold. What a save, first of all, by Trip Johns on that blast from the point by Vaquero. Great screen in front by the Rams as well. I think it was Mihalko who provided the screen. Johns got a shoulder on it. Puck literally rolled back to the stick, and Lippert literally rolled it to the net. On the backhand, we're tied at 1. And I don't think that's a power play goal. I think the penalty just expired.
Penalty definitely was over. That was even strength, but really kind of could go down as a power play goal due to the fact Tatterson wasn't even back in the play yet.
Back here. Into the Ringgold zone to our right. 16:10 left in this second period. Point shot, a little floater to the net. And the save made there as Burgess put it on. Clean face-off win. Point-to-point pass through traffic, blocked down in front. As Lincoln Sirocco put it on. Lipper gets the goal.
Assisted by number 17, Bruce Fantina. And number 63, Anthony Boneri. Time to goal, 16-29.
I'm not sure those guys are on the ice.
Boneri dished it over, but it was Vaquera who let it fly.
Yeah. So
16-29.
we always straighten it out. We are the eyes and ears of this institution. Neshannock back with it. Lead feed. Here comes Burgess. Breaks the zone. Tries to dump it in. Taken away by Tanner Lucas. Lucas going to send it far side to get it out. Stolen at center red by Lincoln Sirocco. Sirocco feeding it back towards the net. Into the corner for it there is Tanner Lucas. Lucas leaned on in that corner as Lincoln Sirocco sends it back out to the right point. Ashton Sumner dumps it in wide to the left side. Boneri brings it back here to the near side. Boneri trying to spin away from the forecheck there of Burgess. And chipping it out for the Rams is Carl Singer.
Yeah, and the cool thing, though, for Lippert, future home is where he scored that goal as Lippert an RMU commit.
Brady Lippert ties it up for the Rams. He'd like to come to the land of the Colonials with a championship. As a shot fed to the net there, was looking for another, was Fury. And a save made by Rybnicki. Ringgold. Been close, Alex, so many times in recent years, as you mentioned. Just unable to make that last step. Here comes Singer. Tries to go cross ice. The pass behind Von Shannon. Shannon, the first man on the puck on the far side. Lohr, that big body, just leaning into the Ringgold players there. Lohr gets taken down. Losing an edge in front of the net is Shannon. Back behind the net and around the horn it comes. Here come the Lancers out with it. Across center red, it's going to be Fury. Reese Fury floated towards the net, up and over. First man there is Callan Rittenauer for Ringgold. Spinning away is Fury. Fury gets away from the falling Shannon. In front, pad, save made. Lohr was there. And then a big block, sliding to break it up by Von Shannon. Lohr and Tatterson were in front there, and Rybnicki had to come up big to make that save. Through center red. Shane Johns dumps it in. Neshannock wants to get a fresh line on behind the play. Ducking away from it there is Nick Mihalko. Back into the Neshannock zone. Lancer's going to dump back. Allow the Ringgold defense and Callan Rittenauer to set up. He finds Mihalko, who breaks it out. Mihalko ahead to Lippert. Lippert trying to spin away from a double team here along the near boards. Dumps it down low. Centering feed. Mihalko uses his helmet to knock that down to his stick. Now back to the point. Shot on there by Ringgold's Ezra Farina. Goes wide. Working behind the net. Centering try. Lippert trying to find it. Trying to spin. Good defensive work, though, by Neshannock Shane Johns to tie him up. And the Lancers sent it back into the Ringgold zone to our right. Well, Alex, we know one thing. Regardless of the outcome of this one, we're going to have a new D2 champion this season, as defending champion Morgantown was knocked off by Burrell in our first game. Down the right side, Lippert looking for two. Can't get it through.
Neshannock could make it 3 in 4 years, though. If they're
Whoa! Talk about some odd bounces. Trip Johns was leaning to his right, almost had to dive back to his left to slow that down, but Neshannock has had some great recent playoff success in Class 2A will have a new champion as well. All Westmoreland County battles. Hempfield will take on Penn Trafford. The Spartans defeated last year's champion, Erie Cathedral Prep, in the opening round. Chances for repeats, though, in 3A and 1A. Seneca Valley looks for another when they take on Peters Township. And then in 1A, big matchup, Avonworth looks for another one as they take on Quaker Valley, and we have a whistle here in the corner.
Yeah, Peters able to just escape Thomas Jefferson in overtime. But, since 2021, 3 titles for Neshannock. And Neshannock gets their 3rd penalty of the game.
Lancers have to watch it here, Alex. They're starting to play with fire a little bit, taking these penalties. Mentioned Ringgold's power play conversion rate during the regular season was 19%, and the Rams went 0 for 6 in the 2 regular season games. Make that 0 for 7, because even though they scored shortly afterwards, that was not a power play goal that Lippert scored that's to tie the game. Face off back in the Lancer zone to our left. Draw one by the Lancers on a good clear by Butch Burgess. Stepping out of the net here is going to be Ribnicki for the Rams, and he will leave it for Benito Pesci. It's an offensive heavy line out here as well on this power play for the Rams.
Yeah, and even with Benary, a defenseman out there as well. Benary, a very active defenseman.
Here comes Vaccaro, tries to split the defense, cut off well by the Rams. Good defensive work by Christopher Johns. Bringing it back is Lippert. Lippert to Vaccaro at their left point. Vaccaro down the wall. Lippert trying to spin away from the defense, going to take it strong. Lippert, score! 2 on the night for Brady Lippert. And that goal, the effort was just too sweet. Power play goal.
You said it, Matt. They're playing with fire. You can't keep a good team down, and Lippert puts the Lancers in the spin cycle. Brady times 2 as Lippert living up to the hype. 24 goals on the season. Vaccaro right to Lippert, spins away, says how do you do, and put it upstairs. An absolute snipe by Lippert.
And Neshannock wants the TO. That's a good call by Mark Multeri right there to kind of get his guys situated. The first goal by Lippert, Alex, that was just a fortunate bounce. The second goal, Lippert doing it all. And as you mentioned, what a great move and a great finish. 2 on the night for number 59 for the Rams.
Something about 59 in Pittsburgh. Doesn't matter who's wearing it, they're scoring goals. From Gensel to Chinnikov. How about Brady Lippert? 24 goals now on the season, including 2 here in this game. But just that patience, the spin cycle, and then, the bunt, or we could go this way, the splinker to the fastball.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Using the spring training. You're ready. You got all the baseball analogies lined up here tonight.
Absolutely. I'm ready to go. I'm ready for the warm weather, but I'm
ready for the warm weather.
But I'm always ready for some more hockey.
Let's take a look at this one here. There's the backhand that's fought off. Then we're going to take a look at the first goal here, Alex. This is the first Neshannock goal.
Off of Santina and right on the tape of Hazy. Made it 1-0, but the resiliency of the Rams, again, trying to make sure 3rd time's the charm, and a power play goal has them out in front.
2-1's where we stand now, and Neshannock uses the TO, so the Rams going to bring it back out of that timeout. Look at these moves down the right side. Firing wide there was Anthony Benary.
Talked about he's a very active defenseman, but he's very sound and smart when he takes those opportunities.
Gary trying to go through the whole team. He can't do it. Back to the left point, Tanner Lucas. Up the left side, moved on to Nick Mihalko. Mihalko dumping it in, trying to chase his own rebound. He'll find it. Mihalko going to take it strong. Backhander on stick, save made by Trip Johns. Lucas, right point, through traffic. Good block getting in front of it there by Marco Relic. Ringgold is buzzing right now. Alex, the momentum in favor of the Rams. Rams player knocked down behind the play. Ringgold would like a penalty. They're not going to get it this time. Ringgold 1 for 2 on the power play, but we're about 5 seconds away from being 2 for 2, and now we're going to get a call against the Rams as Lippert is going to head to the sin bin. Good Ringgold penalty kill, though. Alex, is a Ringgold penalty kill that killed at a 91.5% clip on the regular season. Neshannock 1 for 5 on the power play on those 2 regular season games.
And they're only 18.2% on the season. Ringgold, 54 kills. So it's not like they haven't had their fair share of opportunities. 59 attempts, but a big face-off win to start.
From the left point, good block. Diving effort there by Ringgold's Bruce Santina. From the left point, kept in here by Lincoln Sirocco. Sirocco sends it down to the left side. Jacob Gruber, the first man there, into the circle. Now pass down low, give and go. And great defensive work by Ezra Farina to break it up. Wrapping it around. Back the other way. Lancers trying to set this power play up. Their first try with the man advantage here tonight. In the corner. Switching spots there are Relic and Hennon. Now behind the net, centering feed, pinching in, and maybe a chance shorthanded back the other way. With speed, Pesce behind the defense, can't get it through as Trip Johns comes out and gets aggressive in the net, off the moorings as well. And Alex, look at that puck, kind of jumped off Pesce's stick as he tried to make that move towards the net.
Yeah, Pesce shot out of a cannon there, but one too many moves. And I said it early on, Pesce, he has wheels, but sometimes plays a little too fast. Got to simplify it and just put the, you saw Johns was leaning glove side. Pesce, a lefty, shoot that short side, blocker side. You had the whole net. If you put that upstairs, it's 3-1 Rams. Instead, Johns able to just take the loose puck, shovel it away, and the net comes off the moorings and keeps it a 1-goal game.
Halfway through this Neshannock power play. Dumped into the zone, hustling after it there is Asher Sumner, but stolen back by Anthony Beneri, who we talked about his wheels and his offensive prowess. The captain shows his defensive prowess there with that strong penalty kill and clear.
Watch Vaccaro as well, 74 in blue. He has 2 shorties on the season.
Back the other way. Shot on, save made. Relic put it on, and a good job by Rybnicki to absorb it. So 2-1 the score. Ringgold getting the last 2 goals, both off the stick of Brady Lippert, after Neshannock opened the scoring on a Ryan Hazy goal. 35 seconds remain here on the Lancers power play. To the left point. Neshannock sets it up to the circle. In tight, shot on, save made. Good look again for Relic. Better stop by Mason Rybnicki. So Neshannock generating some scoring chances here, but much like Johns was on that first Ringgold power play, Rybnicki has been the penalty killer extraordinaire for the Rams here. Face-off won by Ringgold. They set up, and they clear, as sending it the length of the rink there is Anthony Beneri. Trip Johns trying to spin away from the on-rushing Nolan Moscow. Steal. Backhander trying to find Vaccaro. Vaccaro, that is, can't do it. And now back the other way. It's going to be Hennon. Hennon tries to work to the circle. Good stick there by Beneri. And the Rams kill the penalty. We're back to even strength. We have a whistle behind the play. Neshannock 0 for 1 on the power play. Ringgold 1 for 2, but that first goal scored by Brady Lippert came mere seconds after the penalty time against Neshannock expired. As you said, Alex, the Neshannock player literally didn't have time to get back in the play. He was coming out of the box, stepping back on the ice when that Lippert backhander found the back of the net.
Yeah, and that's a big kill after the fact as well. So you get the, in fact, to power play, not power play goal, the actual power play goal, and then the PK for the Rams, who are looking to regain some momentum as Johns had a little trouble, look like, with that one.
Yeah, Von Shannon, the long distance shot fought off by Trip Johns. Neshannock keeps it, but a good steal here by Reese Fury. He's going to take it coast to coast, 3-on-3 back the other way. Fury up the left side. Double team, backhands it towards the net. First man there is Lohr. Lohr, the big guy in 74, works his way back behind the net, tries to push it out in front. Has it taken away by the steady defensive work there by Callan Rittenauer. Now a lead feed. Here comes a chance. Looking for the hat trick. Lippert drags, drops, and unable to connect on the pass throw to Jaden Denk. 7:22 left here in period number 2. Rams lead on 2 Brady Lippert goals. Relentless forecheck here. Back to the right point. Farina. Can't get it through. Moscow loses an edge, and that gives Neshannock the chance to bring it back to the neutral zone. Puck dumped in. And up the near side, Tatterson dropping it back to Lohr, who loses it. Steal by Santina. 3-on-2. Santina turns the other way. Save made. Pesce with the rebound. He fires wide. Neshannock player lost the stick, but a penalty coming up against Ringgold. And that's a break here now for Neshannock as a second consecutive penalty called against the Rams. I believe it's going to be slashing against Bruce Santina. And that will send Neshannock back to the power play for the second time tonight.
Santina went from making a stellar play with the hesitation, getting to the slot, ripping it on, then Pesce just missed. And again, from almost making a 3-1 game to Ringgold going back to the PK with Santina, one of the Rams' penalty killers in the box.
We'll see if Neshannock has the same luck on their power play, second power play chance that Ringgold did on theirs when they got their PPG. Setting it up here is Neshannock back in their own end. Out they come with it to the Lancers. Bring it across center ed. And coast to coast comes Hodges. Hodges works it down the right wing, centers. In front of the puck, just misses connecting there with Grant Hennon. Bodies collide in front of the Neshannock bench as a big hit thrown out there by Landon Vaccaro. Dump back into the Lancers' end as we're 40 seconds into this Neshannock power play. Stolen, fed towards the net. And Neshannock takes it away, and now bodies collide there, and Vaccaro still down. Relic brings it back, wrist shot. She loved glove save Rybnicki as Vaccaro got tied up back in the Neshannock zone and taken out of the play.
Now Vaccaro, again, we mentioned he is deadly short-handed. Couple already this season, but as you said, blown up back in the Lancer end. But Rybnicki once again up to the task for the blue and gold.
1:10 remaining here in this Neshannock power play. Lancers win it. Cavelli from the right point, shot on redirected by Lohr. It goes wide. Battle in front, and away with it come the Rams. Back to the neutral zone. The linesman, an unintentional assist there to keep that puck from moving in. And we get a whistle here. We'll face it off again. Here in the Neshannock N2, the Ringgold end to our right, with 55 seconds remaining on this Lancers power play. Cavelli, point-to-point pass. Shot on by Fury, flag down. Good glove save by Rybnicki.
A lot of traffic in front. Not an easy save at all for Rybnicki, but he made it look easy. And again, when you play as many minutes in a season as Rybnicki does, sometimes you make extraordinary saves look ordinary.
Shot back from the left point. Rybnicki, a pad save there in the try from Christopher Johns. And now it's cleared out by the Rams with 35 seconds remaining on this second consecutive Neshannock power play. The difference of PPG by the Rams. Second goal tonight by Brady Lippert. And hustling here's Carl Singer. Singer into the corner. First men there, though, belong to the Lancers. And they'll break out here up the near side. To the far side. Singer taken out. As stepping into him for Neshannock was Asher Sumner. Final 5 seconds of the power play. Lohr can't flag the puck down. He's going to skate back into the neutral zone. And the Rams get the kill. We are back to even strength. Lohr still has the puck, though. Taking it strong to the net. Lohr all the way around, looking for some help as Neshannock changes behind the play. And the Lancers dump it back behind the net. Callan Rittenauer, first man there, and out with it now come the Lancers. Farina goes cross ice, but the Rams are changing lines behind him. So nobody home. Hustling after it here for Ringgold. There's Von Shannon. And also into the play here is Mitch Barkey. Teams go to the fourth lines here for a bit here in the second period. Farina gives it away. But he's shot back the other way. Denied. And now back. Here comes a chance for Ringgold. Santina takes the pass. Boom! Boom, baby! He got cleaned up by Christopher Johns entering the zone. Battle down low. Tripping over the dot was Hennon.
And both fan bases unhappy. Both wanted penalties on back-to-back sequences.
Didn't see any fouls either way on those.
Nope.
And Austin Kirich trying to get it out. Neshannock keeps, centers, nobody help. Up the right side now, Mitch Parkey drops it back. Chance maybe back here for Moscow. Moscow is going to bring it in, float it to the net. Save made by Johns as both teams bring on fresh lines. With the face-off here in the home zone to our left, and 3:18 left in the second period.
You know what I like to say, Matt, when you hear that? There are plenty of classes, and they're always looking for new officials, so sign up.
Good point. Absolutely. It's always easy to officiate from the stands. I hear coaching from the stands is pretty easy, too. You'll never get a shrine at the Alpha Ice Complex doing that, though, like Kevin Zolmanski has. Centering feet, nobody home. And front diving out, Johns. I don't think the puck ever actually was shot onto the net, and now we mix it up a bit after the whistle.
Yeah, Rip Johns just sprawling out, but that was great active awareness because Nick Mihalko was lurking on the back door. The Muskingum commit for football and hockey almost had an easy tap-in.
Face-off in the right wing circle. Lippert kicking it back to the right wall. That's where Mihalko has it. Sends it back to the point. Nice stick work there by Benary. Through traffic, Johns gets enough of it to keep it out. Ringgold trying to battle towards the net. Back to the right point again. Benary sends it down low. Body's banging the corner. Over to the right side, there's Lippert. Lippert brings it around. Good pass. Centering try. Cut off. Nice work to get in front of it there by Neshannock's Sirocco on that centering try by Lucas. Now back the other way, lead pass. Trying to connect with Fisher too far. And it's Landon Vaccaro. That lead pass too far for Mihalko and icing the call against Ringgold. Alex, you mentioned Mihalko's work for Bell Vernon. The Ringgold, of course, these are not pure programs. These are co-op programs here on D2. And the Ringgold program made up of a co-op between Ringgold, Bell Vernon, South Allegheny, Charleroi, York, Bentonworth, and California. Cover a lot of territory, does Ringgold. Neshannock, they're made up of the Neshannock School District as well as Grove City, Laurel, Mercer, and Shenango. All the good stuff up north. Puck back to the left point. Locked down.
So really,
shot on. Go ahead.
It's really like Mon Valley versus Lawrence County in this.
It is. Very heavy Mon Valley presence. And a couple of Washington County schools in there as well. Wrapping it around. Trying to find Lucas too far. And Lucas will regroup here at the blue line. Looking it over. Sending it down through center red. Off the boards here we see Evan Munschauer. Around it goes. Ringgold, a lot of those programs, Alex, Ringgold, Bell Vernon, and York back in the day. South Allegheny too used to have their own programs. But now they're all kind of collaborated into one. Neshannock. Led by Mark Malteri, who's been a big part of Lawrence County hockey and hockey up that way for quite a while now. Big hit at center red is laying the shoulder in there. It was Butch Burgess. Shot to the net. Glove save made as Moscow put it on.
Yeah, and we talked about Mark's son, Tino. You know, he was originally scheduled to play for RMU, but then the program shut down for a few years and then ended up at Pitt. And he's here tonight, but Tino was one of my favorite players I got to cover at the D2 level. He was incredible.
As you mentioned, the playoff bloodlines for both of these programs deep. Neshannock having a lot of recent success as Relic brings it back. Wrist shot save made. Looking for the rebound and just enough of the stick on it by Rybnicki to push it away from the on-rushing Lancer. Final 60 here, this second frame. Left point trying to clear it out here is Moscow. Dumping it in. Saw Neshannock start to maybe get the better of the play a bit with those back-to-back man advantages, but then the momentum went back to Ringgold after they got those two penalty kills. And both teams have gone back and forth. Both goaltenders have been very good. Trip Johns for Neshannock and Mason Rybnicki for Ringgold. Back the other way. Gruber tries to set up, tries to drop back to Relic, and the play cut off there by Farina. Lippert going to be the first man there. Lippert loses an edge as he tries to wrap it around. He was looking for the hat trick. Blew a tire instead. Farina, steal. Johns back the other way. Looks it over. Rising wrist shot. Blocker. Save made by Ribnicki on that try from Shane Johns.
Great play as well by Rittenauer to force the quick shot. Getting back across. All his help, blew a tire. Skip back across. Forced the errant shot.
Final seconds here of the period. And the horn sounds to end your second frame.
Or I should say forced a worse shot than wanted.
2 chapters written. One more still to be told at least. Here on the island tonight. Your score in this D2 semifinal matchup. Number 3 Ringgold leads number 2 Neshannock 2-1 after 2. We'll take a break. We'll be back with some replays, your scoring recap, and your third period of action. You're watching the 2026 Road to the PIHL Penguins Cup and Division II Championships on your home for high school hockey this season, TenbandTV.
It's a PIHL Hockey Night in Pittsburgh. It's a great day for PIHL hockey.
Hey Yins guys, just a reminder, Yinzer dogs and cooler beer are good food. Whether you're cooking at home or tailgating, grab an original Yinzer dog, go buy some your pierogies and lushkis at Giant Eagle. Yinzer dogs and cooler beer, a match made in Pittsburgh.
Play It Again Sports in Greensburg is your locally owned and operated sporting goods store. We set ourselves apart by offering a wide variety of both new and used equipment at competitive prices. Located in the Greengate East Plaza, below Walmart, Play It Again Sports' knowledgeable staff will help you and your family prepare for every athletic season. Whether you're looking to buy, sell, or trade, we are here as your one-stop shop. At Play It Again Sports in Greensburg, everybody plays. Play It Again Sports in Greensburg is your locally owned and operated sporting goods store. We set ourselves apart by offering a wide variety of both new and used equipment at competitive prices. Located in the Greengate East Plaza, below Walmart, Play It Again Sports' knowledgeable staff will help you and your family prepare for every athletic season. Whether you're looking to buy, sell, or trade, we are here as your one-stop shop. At Play It Again Sports in Greensburg, everybody plays.
Cunningham. Here comes Cunningham between the defenders. Cunningham. Score! Ethan Cunningham! Hat trick! Game-winning goal! The Ramblers win the 2025 2A Penguins Cup! And Ethan Cunningham is a local hero!
Why are so many companies, unions, and organizations across the country choosing the Avia dental plan?
Because group plans start at as little as $5 per month, and groups can save 20 to 80% off of high-quality dental care.
Everyone qualifies, and there's no waiting or limits on visits to the dentist.
Call now and save $20, plus get 3 months free.
Call now and you may be able to save $20 and get 3 months free. 1-888-431-CARE or visit aviadental.com.
Creating space. Hewitt turning. Scoring! Marshall Hewitt has won the Penguins Cup championship for the Seneca Valley Raiders with 12:29 to play in triple overtime. And don't ever play Lady of Spain again.
center red by Asher Summer. But then Neshannock Ringgold gets it back. The stick was taken out of the hands. We have a penalty here coming up against Neshannock. Watches that one go past to the far side to Brady Lippert. Slot shot, blocked, follow-up try, glove save. Santina didn't get the first one through, Alex. He got the second one, and Trip John's ready for it.
Yeah, really good play there.
Maybe one last rush for Ringgold. Breaking the line, wrist shot blocked. Backhander coming back, save made as well. 2 good tries there for Moscow. Fury to the net, stick save made by Rybnicki. Centering try, save Rybnicki, rebound, and Rybnicki finds it.
Mason Rybnicki.
Wide, trying to backhand it in tight there for the Rams' Benito Pesce. Centering feed, Pesce! Denial, seems it had to come. Trip John's a big save in close.
Both keepers, huge saves early.
Lancer set it up to the right point. Through traffic, stick save made. Rebound, another stop. Rybnicki gets the blocker on it.
Butt end in my stick, so I understand Mahalko wanting that back.
Down the right side, shot on, save made. The rebound bounces off as Ryan Hazy got it on. Made by Trip Johns.
Yeah, never a bad option. Just put the puck on net and hopefully good things happen.
Centering feed, Johns with a big stop on Nolan Moscow. Face off back in the zone to our right. And the Lancers try to get it out. Cue up the AC/DC. That hit in the corner from Santina. Breaks the line 1-on-4. Hennon to the circle. Backhand try. Fought off with the blocker by Rybnicki. So now we see Neshannock try to turn back the offense. Deflected by a Lancer. Rebound score! Ryan Hazy puts the mesh in motion. And after an odd bounce, Hazy tallies and the Lancers score first. It was his shot that ended up being redirected onto the stick of Hazy. Floater to the net, save made. Big check in front of the net. Bringing some thunder there for Neshannock was Christopher Johns. He got the assist. And he gets away from the falling Shannon. In front, pad, save made. Lore was there. And then a big block, sliding to break it up to Vaccaro at their left point. Vaccaro down the wall. Lippert trying to spin away from the defense, going to take it strong. Lippert, score! 2 on the night for Brady Lippert. And that goal, the effort was just too sweet. Ringgold 1 for 2 on the power play, but we're about 5 seconds away from being 2 for 2, and now we're going to get a call against the Rams as Lippert is going to head to the sin bin. And maybe a chance shorthanded back the other way. With speed, Pesce behind the defense. Can't get it through as Trip Johns comes out and gets aggressive in the net. Off the moorings as well. And Alex, look at that puck. Kind of jumped off Pesce's stick as he tried to make that move towards the net. Back the other way. Shot on, save made. Relic put it on. And a good job by Rybnicki to absorb it. Circle. In tight, shot on, save made. Good look again for Relic. Better stop by Mason Rybnicki. Farina gives it away. But the shot back the other way, denied, and now back, here comes a chance for Ringgold. Santina takes the pass. Boom, baby! He got cleaned up by Christopher Johns entering the zone. Farina, steal. Johns back the other way. Looks it over, rising wrist shot, blocker, save made by Rybnicki on that try from Shane Johns.
Great play as
From horses to hunting, Carhartt to Carolina, 2 wheels or 4, from Timberland Pro to playing in the snow. What do all these people have in common? They shop at Locust Grove Country Shop in Apollo. Call 724-478-1846 or online at locustgrovepa.com.
One field, one coach, one moment. That's all it takes to change a child's future. That's something that I want to be a part of. How about you? I'm Matt Major, Area Director of Ambassadors Football Pittsburgh. Get involved today. Visit us online and join the team.
Discover the heart of Pittsburgh at Mount Washington Shop and Save. At Mount Washington Shop and Save, we're more than just a grocery store. We're your neighborhood destination. From the freshest local produce to gourmet delights, we've got it all under one roof. Experience convenience, quality, and savings all in the heart of Mount Washington. Mount Washington Shop and Save, where Pittsburgh shops with a view. Shop smart, shop local, shop Mount Washington Shop and Save.
Looking for real 100% natural pain relief? Hey, Kurt Angle, 1996 Olympic gold medalist and 13-time world champion here. Trust me, I know pain. You can either suffer or manage it. That's why I use Curable Active to help relieve my aches and pains naturally. Curable Active topicals have you covered with fast-acting, all-natural pain relief the Kurt Angle way. Look for Curable in stores or go to curable.com and get 20% off. Use promo code USA at KURIBL.com.
Play It Again Sports in Greensburg is your locally owned and operated sporting goods store. We set ourselves apart by offering a wide variety of both new and used equipment at competitive prices. Located in the Greengate East Plaza, below Walmart, Play It Again Sports' knowledgeable staff will help you and your family prepare for every athletic season. Whether you're looking to buy, sell, or trade, we are here as your one-stop shop. At Play It Again Sports in Greensburg, everybody plays.
One field, one coach, one moment. That's all it takes to change a child's future. That's something that I want to be a part of. How about you? I'm Matt Major, Area Director of Ambassadors Football Pittsburgh. Get involved today. Visit us online and join the team.
Are you ready to take your game to the next level? Hey, I'm Tyler Kennedy, 2009 Pittsburgh Penguins Stanley Cup champion here, and trust me, I know what it's like to play to the max. That's why I recommend the patented Heads Up Sports Training System, improving reaction time and your spatial awareness with this dynamic training system all at your fingertips. Train smarter with endless applications for any position. It's that simple. HeadsUpSTS.com. Play with your head up.
Looking for real 100% natural pain relief? Hey, Kurt Angle, 1996 Olympic gold medalist and 13-time world champion here. Trust me, I know pain. You can either suffer or manage it. That's why I use Curable Active to help relieve my aches and pains naturally. Curable Active topicals have you covered with fast-acting, all-natural pain relief the Kurt Angle way. Look for Curable in stores or go to curable.com and get 20% off. Use promo code USA at KURIBL.com.
Do you need well or pump service for your home, farm, or business? Adams & Sons Pump Service in Canton has the experience and equipment to do the job right. Since 1954, Adams & Sons have offered well drilling, pump repair, water treatment systems, holding tanks, excavation, and drainage work. Plus, quality-built, dependable stainless pumps for all applications. Adams & Sons provides experienced, bonded, and insured professionals serving all of Ohio. Call 855-4MY-WATER or visit adamspumpservice.com.
Cunningham. Here comes Cunningham between the defenders. Cunningham. Score! Ethan Cunningham! Hat trick! Game-winning goal! The Ramblers win the 2025 2A Penguins Cup! And Ethan Cunningham is a local hero!
It's a PIHL Hockey Night in Pittsburgh. It's a great day for PIHL hockey.
Back here at the RMU Island Sports Center. Third period getting underway. D2 semifinal round matchup as the 2026 Road to the PIHL Penguins Cup and D2 championships are on TenbandTV. Alongside Alex Lyons, Matt Vandriak with you here tonight. Alex Neshannock drew first blood, but Ringgold got the next two, both off the stick of Brady Lippert.
Yeah, Brady Lippert after Hazy got a bounce off Santina, off Ribnicki. Hazy potted the first goal of the game. Then Landon Vaccaro, after a keep from Benary, wristed one on, popped straight up. Lippert struck as he bunted it out of midair, making it 1-1. And then an absolute spin cycling howitzer over the glove of Trip Johns. As here is a look at that second one. Lippert puts on the brakes, spins away, and bam! All off the feed from Landon Vaquero.
Big third period coming up here, Alex. Both teams have had their time shining and their time in the shade a bit too. What are these two sides need to do here to punch their ticket to the D2 championship on Monday?
I think both teams got to stay out of the box. If you're Ringgold, I don't think you change much. Neshannock got to start pressing offensively. Haven't had enough good looks at the cage.
Good point indeed. Switching sides here, fresh sheet as well. Ringgold left to right, Neshannock the opposite way. As here come the Rams to get the party started down the left side, working around his man's Benito Pesci. Pesci behind the net. Actually, it's not Pesci, that's Mihalko behind the net. Talked about his accolades, the two-sport star. And he will continue with the next level as well. Relic walks in, rising shot, and that one's up and off the glass. I thought it was headed towards the students section there in the Let's Go Bobby Moe corner.
You know, you bring up the accolades. I think his biggest accolade was getting to be my line mate this past summer out on the deck.
There it is. Where are you decking at these days?
Down to Bills on 51.
The Bills.
That's right.
Holy cow, Alex, I can take it back to the 90s when I was decking at Bills. Centering try doesn't go. Right point rip, and that ends up being a bit of a fan shot. Stick save made there by Tanner Lucas. Bills still going on 51. Shout out. Vaquero up the right side, dumping it back into the Ringgold end. And Tanner Lucas will set back up. Back to center ed. Pesci lost his edge as Cavelli returns it back for the Lancers. So these teams, Alex, in the opening round, Neshannock and Trinity combining for 11 goals. Ringgold and Knock combined for 9. And usually expect high scoring, fast-paced D2 hockey, but both of our games have combined for a total of 6 goals.
And again, Neshannock, they're riding a 4-game win streak against the Ringgold Rams. Ringgold hasn't won since back in the 24-25 season, the opener at Hess, 4-1.
Face-off try, save made there by Jacob Gruber, and let's correct myself because I was a journalism major for a reason because math was not my strong point. These teams tonight have combined for 3 goals in this game. The first game was also a 3-2 game, so we had 2 very low-scoring D2 games on tap for us here. Has a chance back the other way. Here comes Pesci. Pesci drops it off. Up the left side here with speed is Bruce Santina. Back behind the net, Pesci centers. Shot on, save made as on the stick of Ezra Farina. Better save made by Trip Johns. And as you mentioned, Pesci, being a guy who maybe plays too fast sometimes for his hands, brings back memories of a former Penguin who had that. I always called a guy who skated too fast for his hand skill, he had Rico Fata syndrome. Kevin, you remember Rico Fata? Kevin doesn't care about Rico Fata. He's just feeling the groove. He has a shrine, you know. The Alpha Ice Complex.
Soccer player as well as Pesci.
And he shows his skills there, Alex, using that left foot to put the puck on the stick to get a shot in tight, but Trip Johns better with the save. Turning try. Good keep. Rising shot up and over the net there by Ringgold's Nolan Moscow. Of course, a big opening round for Ringgold's Benito Pesci. He scored twice for the Rams in that 5-4 quarterfinal win over Knock.
You know, and think about Pesci and Mihalko. They get to go from playing on the beach to playing on the frozen pond.
Make a good point. For those of you who didn't get the reference, the turf at Bell Vernon's James Weir Stadium is called the beach due to its gold color.
Just got re-turfed before last year. It looks beautiful.
Dude, I've not been there since. I don't think I've been there since you and I were working football together back, which was now 5 years ago, Alex. That's 35 years in dog years.
Hey, that was the season that we gave the people what they wanted every night.
Up and down Route 51. People still talk about those magical memories. It's just us two, but we still talk about it.
And we're people?
Exactly. Fed back into the corner. We had the great opening game. And now a 1-goal game here in this second half of the D2 semifinals. And here comes some speed back the other way. Down the left side, Asher Sumner tries to push it to the net. Cut off. Johns can't keep it in. And we'll see if Vaquero can get there, forcing the goaltender, Trip Johns, to come out. Now, He hesitated because it might have been icing as Sumner brings it back. Stick save, no rebound, and falling on top of his keeper for the Rams as well is Tanner Lucas. But talking about these games, Alex, Morgantown had the 2-1 lead, under 20 seconds left. The goaltender pulled by Burrell. They tie the game with 18.6 seconds left. Then Jacob Rose, a pretty goal on the rebound to finish it in OT. Neshannock scored first here. Then both of the teams kind of getting a fortunate bounce on each of their first goals. And then that stellar effort by Brady Lipper on his second of the night. That's the difference here right now. Down the left side, back behind the net. Centering try, nobody home. Back to the right point, it comes liftoff. That one's up in the scoreboard, and it ain't coming back.
Yeah, and again, even though the chances maybe haven't been as plentiful for the Neshannock Lancers, they've been grade A opportunities, and Mason Rybnicki just has been absolutely spectacular. Leads D2 in wins and in clean sheets with 5 of them on the year.
Now we mentioned he played every single minute, not every decision, every minute of the season so far for Ringgold, and he is looking for his second straight playoff win as well. Got some years ahead of him also, does Rybnicki. As we are back at it here. And Neshannock feeding it towards the net, Ringgold. The Lancers trying to get it out. And this third period, so far, Alex, has a very safe feel to it. As I say that, Ringgold generates a chance back. Pesce, a lot of pucks getting some velocity here in this third period, too. Kevin, something's going to touch the truss tonight. I can feel it.
And it's not like we're playing up the frozen pond up in Valencia where you can almost touch it with your hand.
That's a blast from the past there, too.
From the stands, you can. Or you'd be calling games back row, be hitting your head off the stanchions.
A little bit of wrestling in the Neshannock zone as the Lancers circle back into their own end. Shots on goal tonight are 25-14 in favor of Neshannock. The Lancers had 11 in the first, 12 in the second. Ringgold had 7 in the first, 8 in the second. 2 on the shots in the third in favor of the Lancers. Power plays tonight. Ringgold is 1 for 3. Neshannock is 0 for 2. And the power play goal by Lippert, the difference maker right now. Hodges brings it back. Centers and scores! Shane Johns, red light activated. And the Lancers tie it up with 11:54 left here in the third period.
Double digits now on the season, and Johns, right place, right time, rips it past the blocker of Rybnicki. As you see, Hodges enters, deflects right to Johns, and Johns on the spot. Equalizer in the third.
So Shane Johns ties it up. And we are back to square one with 11:54 left here in this third period. Ringgold, see if they can rally back.
Second in the playoffs, scored by number 37, Shane Johns. Assisted by number 98, Alex Hodges.
Hodges gets the only assist. Cavetti with the exit up the right side. Here comes an opportunity. Hennon drags, rips, fires wide. Behind the net, centering try off the outside of the net there as Neshannock now starting to feel the momentum after the game-tying goal. Hazy, who scored early on, he scored the first goal of the game way back when. And these teams playing a tight one here. Of course, we talked about Neshannock sweeping the regular season series 4-0 and 5-2. Alex, you talked about the postseason mastery the Lancers have had over the Rams recently as well, as Pesce brings it back, drop pass, trying to push it towards the net. There's Moscow, and it's going to be a chance back the other way. Leading the charge is Hennon. 2-on-3. Hennon looks it over. Shot on blocker save made by Rybnicki. And leaning in there for Neshannock is Hazy. Offsides. Lancers touch. And the Rams get the exit. Fresh line on. Passed ahead here, trying to find Mihalko. Can't do it. Hazy takes it back into the Neshannock zone. Lancers with the puck. Across center red, coming here is Asher Sumner. Sumner steps into the rip, and Rybnicki flashes the leather to keep it out.
A good play there again, Rybnicki. Square to the shot, and again, didn't get caught leaning, stayed squared, wait for that one to roll right in, and Rybnicki no problem. Again, both keepers have made some big-time saves.
From the face-off, Rybnicki with another glove stop off that left point try from Lincoln Sirocco.
Yeah, Vaquero got to get out a little quicker on Sirocco. That was a clean win and a clean shot, but Rybnicki was able to see it all the way.
Face-off stays in the Ringgold zone to our left. And out with it now come the Rams. Up the right side, Mihalko trying to get around Sirocco. Dropping it back to the point, nobody there. Ryan Hazy, lead feed. Here comes Burgess. Burgess through everybody. Burgess to the net. Denial seems it had to come. Mason Rybnicki, a big save to keep it tied.
Knifing, weaving, in and out, right down Broadway and right into the ram on Rybnicki's chest.
Great chance for Neshannock, and Alex, since they tied the game, the Lancers really tilting the ice in their favor.
Yeah, if this continues, look for Coach Parkinson maybe to burn that timeout and get the Rams to regroup. They need a big shift.
Steal there, shot back to the net by Reese Fury. Backhanded towards the net, blocked down here by Rittenauer. Sorry, not Rittenauer, but Farina. He makes the lead pass. Hustling forward here is Bruce Santina. Santina centers, and Pesci can't find it. Back the other way, we go back and forth. Fury leads the charge. Looks it over in front, and unable to tap that one home was Jackson Lohr. Just as we talked about how defensive these games have been, we start to see it open up a bit here in the third between these sides.
And I think that would favor the Lancers, because I think Ringgold's played this game exactly how they wanted to through the first 2 periods plus. But I think if this gets into a track meet, that's exactly what the Lancers would hope for here in this third.
Ringgold setting up in their own end. Up the left side. Pass through the circle. Here comes Moscow. Breaks the zone, drags it, tries to put it in front. He was looking for Carl Singer there. Can't find him, centered back again, and that one misses the stick of Denick, and now back the other way. Opportunity for Relic. Relic 1-on-3 as the Lancers change behind him. Relic trying to work his way through the referee. Ends up losing the puck for a second, but teammates join the cause. Right point try, stick safe, rebound! Rybnicki says no again.
Johns, this time Rybnicki, not so fast. Look what I found as Johns got left alone at the bottom of the circle, and Rybnicki with the glove keeps it out, keeps it even here in the third frame.
Top of the circle shot, loose puck backhanded towards the net, blocked down. Lead feed up the left side, and Barkey tries to, not Barkey, that is Barkey, okay, it's 83. Exchanges in front of the Neshannock bench, and we get a whistle here. Again, the winner of this one takes on the Borough Bucks, the defending Challenge Cup champions, for the D2 Championship Monday night, 8:45 p.m. at the UPMC Lemieux Complex in Cranberry. Of course, all the action will be live and on demand here on TenbandTV. And if you can't make it out to Cranberry, stop by 31 Sports Bar and Grill in Bridgeville. They will have all of the PIHL and D2 championship matches on TV for you to watch while you enjoy some food and drink as well. Point shot off the pad there, as that was fired on by Cavalli. Of course, we have the PIHL and D2 championship preview show, 1 o'clock Sunday afternoon, live from the 31 Sports Bar and Grill in Bridgeville. Matt Popchak and Kevin Zomansky will break down the finals for you. Vaquero brings it back, looks it over, wrist shot coming. Johns with the save, and then Vaquero gets bumped hard in the corner. That's the best scoring chance Ringgold's had this period. Trip Johns equal to it. And now back the other way comes Neshannock. Ram steal. Mihalko puts a floater on, and that changed direction after Johns got the stick on it. Lippert, he has both Ringgold goals, fires that one wide. Bringing it back, shot blocked. Losing the stick on the play there was Christopher Johns. He'll pick it up as the centering feed is cut off by Trip Johns. And the Neshannock tying goal was scored by Shane Johns.
Yeah, it all started. Landon Vaquero got that opportunity from the left wing. And Matt, chance after chance after Vaquero got that opportunity for the Rams, they started to get some momentum. That was a big shift there by that number one line who was held check in their own end for some time. Then Vaquero got the look, and the Rams got a couple opportunities. See if that starts to give some momentum for Ringgold once again.
7:11 left here in this third period, 2-2 the score. Face-off won by the Rams. By the Lancers. And now chipping it to himself up the left side, it's Ryan Hazy.
Great defensive play by Benary.
Dumped back in here by the Rams. Around the horn it comes to Pesci. Pesci tries to drop it back, looking for Benary. Benary, nice job to keep it, but the second wave of Lancer cuts him off, but he'll dump it down low to Hayes. Down low, that is, to Santina. Santina in front! Score! Third of the playoffs, and the go-ahead goal, Benito Pesci!
As may our friends overseas, can I get a Benito? As Benito Pesci on the back door buries it for the Rams. Pesci, Santina, all started with him. Bruce in front, bullseye to Benito.
Pessi's third of the playoffs, and now the go-ahead goal. And Alex, that all stemmed from Neshannock just not being able to get it out of their zone. Something we talked about early in the game, both these teams were kind of guilty of, was olaying those efforts on clearing attempts. They cleaned it up through the second period, but now Ringgold makes Neshannock pay for that bad clearing attempt there.
Absolutely. It was Benary who held the line multiple times, keeping things alive, and then again, a perfect pass. Bruce Santina onto the tape of Benito Pesci.
Floater to the net, blocker save made by Vaquero. Pretty pass from Santina, too. Benary gets an assist by two players.
Second helper of the game for Anthony.
So Benary with 2 assists.
But again,
Lipper with 2 goals.
All this started back when they brought in that number one line, and eventually Vaquero got that chance. The momentum started to come back to the Rams, and now they're back in front. Can they keep the momentum?
Neshannock led 1-0. Ringgold's led twice since. Neshannock looks for the tie. Wristing rip there from Relic, and that goes wide. Around the horn it goes. Chasing it into the corner is Shane Johns, who for a while had the equalizer. He centers. Vaquero works his own zone, though, to break it up. Good hustle on the right side from his knees. Push towards the net. Hennon can't take the feed. And back the other way, cut off by Hodges. Hodges going to find some room. Enter the zone. Hodges in tight wrister, and that one's into the mesh. I don't think anybody touched it either.
No, it looked like it went straight out, but it's really easy. The way that Neshannock tilted this ice for this game to get out of hand in favor of the Lancers, Ringgold showed a great deal of resiliency battling back there when the Lancers had the Rams back against the wall, and now Ringgold back in front.
Bouncing from the net to the face-off, save made, and it wouldn't have counted anyway. A high stick on the puck would have negated it. But the man who is a big part of the reason why Ringgold is up 1 and while Neshannock couldn't break through is the man wearing 26 in the net to our left, Mason Ribnicki, who has been stellar tonight for the Rams.
Yeah, both keepers have made big save after big save, as that has not changed, but an offensive zone draw now, and Ringgold an opportunity to set something up.
Face-off win on the stick of Santina. Tough angle try, and Johns to the near post, closes the door and covers.
And this is that line that got them back up ahead. Santina, Moscow, and Pesci with Benary and Lucas on the back end, as the Lancers will change things up.
Cross ice feed. Taken away from Gruber. Lead pass ahead. Here comes to Hazy. Hazy cut off. Over to the right side. Shot on by Gruber. And the glove save made.
You know, Matt, and you wonder as well, do we start seeing a shortening of the bench on both sides here in the latter stages with 5:05 remaining? You know, obviously Lancers, you're going to probably roll your top two, but does Ringgold do the same?
5 minutes now left here in regulation. Centering try goes just wide.
Huge play there by Lucas.
And he's going to lead the charge back the other way, feeding it to Pesci. Shot to the net, stick save made. Just missing on the rebound there was Moscow. Pushed back to the net and kept out by Trip Johns.
Yeah, Lucas at the other end got a stick on that one, denying the pass across to Hazy as the number one line back out for the Ringgold Rams.
Face off here in the right wing circle. One from the right wall, thrown to the net there by Mahalko. He'll get a second chance at it. And Neshannock takes it away. Back come the Lancers down the left side. Vaccaro, good cross-ice feed. And I think that Rybnicki got enough of it to keep it out, or the shot may have just went wide. Centering tried, unable to turn it over. It's in the skates of Marco Relic. Lead feed trying to find Vaccaro behind the defense. Great defensive work by Astor Sumner. Ringgold setting it up in their own end. Up the left side, chipped through the neutral zone. Vaccaro throwing it back to the net. Sorry, Sirocco is throwing it back to the net. And now here come the Rams. Vaccaro, wrist shot coming, glove save and held by Trip Johns.
Yeah, no shot's a bad one. Offensive zone draw coming. You know, we're in the business of storytelling, Matt. Quick one for you here. Vaccaro, high school project. They had to interview someone. They chose to interview me. He said, we're going to interview the guy that interviews everybody else for his Bell Vernon High School project. So I thought that was a little cool tidbit about Vaccaro there.
Shot from the face-off as Pesci looks to put it on. Alex, you have a lot of connections through the Mon Valley. Of course, a big help to TenbandTV with all of your hockey coverage on MVI. Had to get you in here for a little taste of the playoffs. And, of course, all of the years before as a centering feed to the net. Big save by Johns with Pesci looking for two. Many nights you served in the Ross Traver Ice Gardens. And unfortunately now, Bears are preventing you from doing that.
John's preventing another one there as you take a look on your screen as Bruce DiBenito almost hooked up again.
3.5 left here in the third period. Puck played back behind the net. Trying to drive out. Looking in front off the goaltender's mask. On that try there was Santina. All the way back it comes here. Farina sets it up now. Up the right side. Pesci. Back to the blue line. Santina. To the red line that is. Santina brings it across. Drops the puck back. Cross ice feed. Stolen by Neshannock as we approach 3 minutes remaining here in regulation.
So before you ask me around the 1:30 mark, you look for maybe the keeper to come to the cage.
Burgess bringing it back, trying to battle his way through the defense. Into the corner. Into the left corner it goes now. Back out here with it for Ringgold is Farina. Neshannock changing, Ringgold is changing behind the play, and it ends up being a break because back the other way comes Vaccaro. Vaccaro drags and rips, and he fires that one high and wide. Vaccaro gets his own rebound off the glass down the right side. All the way around the horn it goes. Chipped ahead. Neshannock. So we have triple deuces left here in this third period. Two players tumble in the corner. Rams with the puck. Up the near side. Vaccaro couldn't take it clean. Back to the line. And moved over there by Christopher Johns. D pass. Johns sends the exit, but it's stolen back. Lippert, who has two, breaks the zone. Lippert in the circle. Lippert looks it over. Wrist shot hits the outside of the net.
Trying to go short side there, just missed.
Vaccaro playing some inspired hockey here late. Vaccaro shot on, and Trip Johns uses his head, literally a mask save there to keep it the deficit one. Centering feed, great defense in front of the net there by Christopher Johns. Lead feed too far, and icing the call against Neshannock. Face-off back into the home zone to our right. 1:41 left here in the third period.
Lippert was absolutely buzzing out there on that shift. But both squads, everything has to be done with intention. Everything has to be done with a purpose. You can't rush anything. Got to make the smart play. Neither team has room for error here.
Vaquero from the faceoff, and a great shot block there by Lincoln Sirocco. Ringgold keeping Neshannock bottled up right now. 90 seconds left. Cross-ice feed. Here comes Hazy. He's got the scoring started back in the first period. Dumps it around over to the far side. Lucas for Ringgold tries to exit. Goaltender out near the circles looking for the cue to come off. 80 seconds left in regulation. Ringgold gets the block. Rams chip it up. Good keep at the point there by Travis Cavelli. Another chance for the Rams to get it out. And here comes Boneri. He's going to dump it into Chase as Ringgold gets a fresh group of players on behind him with 65 seconds now left in regulation. Up the left side. Steal. Santina. Fans on the shot. Santina keeps the puck, though. Now the Lancers going to bring it back. Here comes a chance for Hennon. 1-on-3. Hennon. Tough angle shot. And it goes behind the keeper's head and all the way around. Floated back towards the net. Loose behind the net. Hennon there. Plays it off the outside of the mesh. Keeper still in the net to our right.
John's finally making his way over, but if the bench was ignoring him.
Cross-ice feed. John's to the bench. Extra attacker on with 30 seconds left. Centering try. Pad save made. Rebound through the crease. Neshannock with the puck. 23 seconds left. Sirocco from the point to the circle. One-timer blocked. Kaylin Rittenauer with the block. Empty net ahead from the red line and missing.
And we talked about doing things with attention. Take 2 more strides, young fella. Get the red line. Don't ice the puck. But that's what happens there. But what a block, Kaylin Rittenauer.
Rittenauer maybe the biggest play of the season, Alex, as that puck was served up in the circle for a perfect rip. Face-off win. Shot deflected. Loose in front. Score! Score! With 8.5 seconds left. And they're going to wave it off. Oh, my goodness. Marco Relic thought he tied this game with 8.5 seconds left. And that was waved off for a high stick. We'll take a look at the replay. Neshannock in disarray as we take a look at this replay here.
So up above, Ashton Sumner played it down with a high stick above the shoulders. It was not the deflection into the net.
No.
But he knocked the puck down with a high stick to the ice, then shuffled it through the 5-hole of Ribnicki. As you're going to take a look here, up high, yeah, clear as day.
That's Sumner, yep.
Got it up around the, right above the heel of the stick, kind of on the lower part of the shaft. Deflected it down and then shuffled it in. A great
call.
Job by our officials, and 100% the right call.
That was definitely the right call. That's a great call as we see it on replay there. Sumner with the high stick knocked the puck down to himself and then turned and shot it to the net. That is the correct call. As we see it again, that stick is up above the crossbar. Sumner plays it to himself and shoots it in. So the officials in the clutch make the call, and they make the correct one.
On those Bauer sticks, the word Bauer goes from B to R down towards the blade. That hit by the R, which is the closest part of the blade, which was up around the shoulder region. And, I mean, that's where it's clear as day. Mark Molteri getting the explanation. But if he could go back and see what we're seeing, there's no argument to be had.
No, they made the right call. I mean, it's a tough call to make, but that is the right call. And a big shout out to our PIHL officiating crew here for getting that one right. I mean, it would have been quite the story and quite the exciting finish to tie the game with 8.5 seconds left, but
18-8. Almost had it again, Matt.
What's fair is fair, and that was the right call. And now the faceoff back into the Ringgold, to the Neshannock zone, backhand into the net, out of play, and with 5 seconds left.
Huge win there by Bruce Santina. Taking time off, and now another opportunity. It's near impossible now.
Face-off, one, centered, nobody home, and that's the horn. The Ringgold Rams punch their ticket to the 2026 Division II Championship as the Rams hold on, literally hold on, by the final score of 3-2 here over Neshannock. And finally, Alex, Ringgold exercises the Neshannock playoff demons.
Third time's the charm, and it snaps a 4-game losing streak against Neshannock. Rams find a way, and they find their way back to the D2 title game.
What a game. 2 exciting D2 games here on the island, and we thought we had another game-tying goal. 8.5 seconds left in regulation, and for Neshannock in front of the net, Asher Sumner, he did score, but Alex, as we saw on replay, he flagged that puck down with the high stick, then turned it to the net. The high stick is what eliminated the play. The officials made the correct call. Good on them, and a great finish here. But in the end, Ringgold outlasts Neshannock, and they are on their way for a matchup with Burrell Monday evening, 8:45 p.m. at the UPMC Lemieux Complex in Cranberry.
And I think outlast is the best way you could have ever put it, Matt, because Neshannock came out guns a-blazing in the third. Rybnicki was brilliant, but eventually Johnny on the spot got one to go to find the equalizer. And then after that point, Neshannock dominated. They dictated the pace of play. But all of a sudden, Vaquero got a chance. The Rams then got some opportunities, and eventually Bruce Santina backdoor to Benito as Nick Mahalko firing up with the student section on the far side as the Ringgold Rams turn away the Lancers. And again, Rybnicki, brilliant. The lone keeper on the ice. Colin Moffitt missed the year with an injury. He is here, but it was Rybnicki who stole the show and helped seal the deal for the Rams of Ringgold.
3 stars of the game tonight. Your third star brought to you by Play It Again Sports in Greensburg. Our 3 stars of the game. Star number 3 with the game-winning goal, Benito Pesci. Your second star of the night. 30 saves on 32 shots, Ringgold's keeper, Mason Rybnicki. And your number 1 star, and Play It Again Sports Greensburg player of the game with 2 goals for Ringgold, Brady Lippert. So it's Ringgold hooking it up, 3 versus 5. The Rams, the Bucks, Monday night, 8:45 at the UPMC Lemieux Sports Complex, and you can watch all the action here on TenbandTV. Alex, what a night of hockey, my goodness.
That cannot beat it. 2 fantastic games. The Rams, the Buccaneers, 1 more to go after both teams win thrillers tonight. It should make for an outstanding D2 championship on Monday when the Rams meet the Burrell Buccaneers once again this year. Hey, and they played on February 23rd, 4-3 win for the Rams. That was a fun one, and I'm sure it'll be a fun one again on Monday night.
We will have all of the Penguins Cup and D2 championship games for you next week. Monday night, the early game, the 6:45 matchup. It's the Class AA championship. We will have top-seeded Hempfield. They will take on third-seeded Penn Trafford. And then, as we mentioned, the D2 finals, number 3 Ringgold, number 5 Burrell. And those will be your championships Monday night. Tuesday night, we'll be back. We will have the 1A championship between Quaker Valley and defending champion Avonworth, and then the 3A championship between Peters Township and defending champion Seneca Valley. For our whole crew here tonight and all week on the island, the 4-day party on the island is over. Thanks to everybody here on TenbandTV for helping out this week. Tonight, our crew on camera, Dustin Beck. On production, Ethan Stewart, Todd Kazarowski. Also on camera, Jared Todd Hunter. Alex, welcome back. Great working with you again. For my broadcast partner, Alex Lyons, Matt Vandriak, whose voice needs a long rest, saying thank you for tuning in. We will see you Sunday at 31 Sports Bar and Grill for the championship previews with Matt Popchuk and Kevin Zomansky. Matt Vandriak saying thanks for tuning in. Keep it tuned here. Your home for the Penguins Cup and D2 playoffs and championships is TenbandTV. Good night, everyone.
It's a PIHL Hockey Night in Pittsburgh. It's a great day for PIHL hockey.
Center red by Asher Summer. But then Neshannock gets him, Ringgold gets it back. The stick was taken out of the hands. We have a penalty here coming up against Neshannock. Watches that one go past to the far side to Brady Lippert. Slot shot, blocked, follow-up try, glove save. Santina didn't get the first one through, Alex. He got the second one, and Trip John's ready for it.
Yeah, really good play there.
Maybe one last rush for Ringgold. Breaking the line, wrist shot blocked. Backhander coming back, save made as well. Two good tries there for Moscow. Fury to the net, stick save made by Rybnicki. Centering try, save Rybnicki, rebound, and Rybnicki finds it.
Mason Rybnicki.
It's wide, trying to backhand it in tight there for the Rams' Benito Pesce. Centering feed, Pesce! Denial, seems it had to come. Trip John's a big save in close.
Both keepers, huge saves early.
Lancer set it up to the right point. Through traffic, stick save made. Rebound, another stop. Rybnicki gets the blocker on it.
Butt end in my stick, so I understand Mahalko wanting that back.
Down the right side, shot on, save made. The rebound bounces off as Ryan Hazy got it on. Made by Trip Johns.
Yeah, never a bad option. Just put the puck on net and hopefully good things happen.
Centering feed, Johns with a big stop on Nolan Moscow. Face off back in the zone to our right. And the Lancers try to get it out. Cue up the AC/DC. That hit in the corner from Santina. Breaks the line 1-on-4. Headed to the circle. Backhand try. Fought off with the blocker by Rybnicki. So now we see Neshannock try to turn back the offense. Deflected by a Lancer. Rebound score! Ryan Hazy puts the mesh in motion. And after an odd bounce, Hazy tallies and the Lancers score first. It was his shot that ended up being redirected onto the stick of Hazy. Floater to the net, save made. Big check in front of the net. Bringing some thunder there for Neshannock was Christopher Johns. He got the assist. Back into the Neshannock end as we switch sides. Vaquero tees it up with a screen. Shoulder save made. Backhanded back in goal. Just as the power play expired, Brady Lippert just softly rolled a backhander in, and the Rams get the equalizer.
Lippert on the spot. It all starts with Landon.
Fury gets away from the falling Shannon. In front, pad, save made. Lore was there, and then a big block, sliding to break it up to Vaquero at their left point. Vaquero down the wall. Lippert trying to spin away from the defense, going to take it strong. Lippert, score! 2 on the night for Brady Lippert. And that goal, the effort was just too sweet. Ringgold 1 for 2 on the power play, but we're about 5 seconds away from being 2 for 2. And now we're going to get a call against the Rams as Lippert is going to head to the sin bin. And maybe a chance shorthanded back the other way. With speed, Pesce behind the defense. Can't get it through as Trip Johns comes out and gets aggressive in the net. Off the moorings as well. And Alex, look at that puck. Kind of jumped off Pesce's stick as he tried to make that move towards the net.
Season.
Back the other way. Shot on, save made. Relic put it on. And a good job by Rybnicki to absorb it. Circle. In tight, shot on, save made. Good look again for Relic. Better stop by Mason Rybnicki. Farina gives it away. But the shot back the other way. Denied. And now back. Here comes a chance for Ringgold. Santina takes the pass. Boom, baby. He got cleaned up by Christopher Johns entering the zone. Farina, steal. Johns back the other way. Looks it over. Rising wrist shot. Blocker. Save made by Rybnicki on that try from Shane John. Pesce centers. Shot on. Save made as on the stick of Ezra Farina. Better save made by Trip Johns. 0 for 2. And the power play goal by Lippert, the difference maker right now. Hodges brings it back. Centers and scores! Shane Johns. Red light activated. And the Lancers tie it up with 11:54 left here in the third period. Neshannock zone, Lancers with the puck. Across center red, coming here is Asher Sumner. Sumner steps into the rip, and Rybnicki flashes the leather to keep it out. Here comes Burgess. Burgess through everybody. Burgess to the net. Denial seems it had to come. Mason Rybnicki, a big save to keep it tied. Ends up losing the puck for a second, but teammates join the cause. Right point try, stick safe, rebound. Rybnicki says no again.
Johns this time
cuts him off, but he'll dump it down low to Hayes. Down low, that is to Santina. Santina in front. Score! Third of the playoffs, and the go-ahead goal. Benito Pesce.
As
Pesce shot to the net, stick save made. Just missing on the rebound there was Moscow. Pushed back to the net and kept out by Trip Johns.
Yeah, Lucas at the other end got
playoffs. And of course, all of the years before is a centering feed to the net. Big save by Johns with Pesce looking for two. Johns sends the exit, but it's stolen back. Lippert, who has two, breaks the zone. Lippert in the circle. Lippert looks it over. Wrist shot hits the outside of the net.
Trying to go
circle for a perfect rip. Face-off win. Shot deflected. Loose in front. Score! Score! With 8.5 seconds left, and they're going to wave it off. Oh my goodness. Marco Relic thought he tied this game with 8.5 seconds left. Nobody home. And that's the horn. The Ringgold Rams punch their ticket to the 2026 Division II Championship as the Rams hold on, literally hold on, by the final score of 3-2 here over Neshannock. And finally, Alex, Ringgold exercises the Neshannock playoff demons.
Third time's the charm, and it snaps a 4-game losing streak against Neshannock. Rams find a way, and they find their way back to the deep.
8.5 seconds left in regulation, and for Neshannock in front of the net, Asher Sumner, he did score, but Alex, as we saw on replay, he flagged that puck down with the high stick, then turned it to the net. The high stick is what eliminated the play. The officials made the correct call. 5, the Rams, the Bucks, Monday night, 8:45 at the UPMC Lemieux Sports Complex, and you can watch all the action here on TenbandTV.
It's a PIHL hockey night in Pittsburgh. It's a great day for PIHL hockey.